What's up, guys? Welcome back for another episode of the GhettoRig podcast. For those who don't know, my name is Eddie. To my left, we have my co-host Jay. Behind the cameras today, we got Miggy. Miggy sadly doesn't have a camera today. Setup is, a little messed up from the
We're running on a skeleton
He's
crew.
about to flip the whole thing.
Yeah, we're running on a skeleton crew today.
Yes, little skeleton crew. That's for sure. Yeah. So
Last podcast was fucking chaotic.
yeah, last podcast wasn't really a podcast. It was more of a getting kicked in the ass by pre-hurricane winds and internet. That shit was hilarious because like literally 10:30 comes around where we would usually end. Oh, internet's fixed.
And today we had that issue at work where there was just no power.
That shit was
so we
funny.
just get sent home.
I did find out some more info on that, Miggy, by the way.
That they finally got the post up?
No, so what happened was the post went down around 12. You remember when the lights flickered and I was like, your shit turned off, mine did,
Yeah.
That's when the post fell. They probably turned it off to go work on the post. You know what I mean? Because
okay.
Emily's mom said that their power went out at noon.
Okay.
So they probably shut ours off when that happened because it was affected by, with that flicker and everything. It was probably connected somehow, but we didn't actually lose power, but it's probably somewhere unsafe or something. So they had to turn it off. I hope it's all good by tomorrow. At the same time, for me and you, it don't really matter. We're not gonna be in the office for most of the day.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna be working. They're gonna be busy.
Yeah. You going on a shoot? I'm going on a shoot. That's gonna be fun. Everyone's gonna be out of the office tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going on 2 shoots actually.
So you think you're gonna be recording tomorrow?
No. Handro told me you guys can take the camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he has an A7S III from the office and his A7 III. I think he has an A7 III. I know he said his camera, which I think he told me is the same one.
So
as
he's
me.
probably just gonna hand it to you for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be probably using his A7 III, or I mean, vice versa. It doesn't really matter. We're probably gonna, I know we're not taking any pictures. It's all video, right? So both cameras are gonna be used for video. So at the end of the day, I guess it doesn't matter who gets who.
I encourage you to get creative. Just do cool stuff, angles, or start spinning the camera and stuff like that.
I'm gonna watch some videos tonight. Don't worry.
I'm actually gonna do the same thing for my shoot. I just want to get some new like fresh angles in my head, and it helps.
I'm the most scared thing I am about our job though, because it's like been the most anticipating is video editing. Because on the first day I was given, not first day, but first week, that S&J reels and photos, and I got through the photos and they're like, oh, wait on the reels, we want you to do these uploads for now. So I started working on the thumbnails. But ever since that day they gave it to me, I've been thinking about in the back of my head, shit, when I get to that thing on my Trello, it's gonna be fun. To the point actually when I got home today, I was like, damn, maybe I should hop on what's it called? Premiere, and try and like make a clip, like grab something from the, like just to work it. And so when I go to work, I'm not learning from scratch. But I was too tired, bro. Too tired today when I got home. I haven't been able to sleep these past couple nights.
Yeah, I haven't been able to sleep very well either myself. I've been waking up a shit ton during the night.
Me too.
Been waking up like 3,
and I
4
can't get to sleep. Like I'll be exhausted.
Yeah.
Laid down in bed and my brain starts going.
Yeah. I've been awake like.
And it'll be about anything. It's not like I'm stressing stuff. Like I was thinking about Dragon Ball in bed. Like it's anything. You know what I mean? Like my brain just doesn't stop. It just finds a topic and starts elaborating and keeps going. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. It's not like I'm stressing about something serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just bullshit.
Yep,
Fucking video game. Or I mean, work is serious, but at the same time, I'm learning. So it's not like I'm expecting myself to be perfect. But that's something I think about too. Or the hurricane and shit like that. I mean, yes, it's serious, but it's not like shit to be waiting, like staying up at night. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Deal. Like you can't really do anything about it.
Right. You just got to go through with what's done.
It is what it is.
Which I'm happy I got power and internet back before today so we could do this, because the pod lately has been all over the place with these fucking hurricanes. So I'm happy we were able to get
pretty insane. Interruption from the hurricane.
And that's like the only thing that has stopped us like continuously is the fucking hurricanes. Did you unmute mics?
I did.
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Then you're good.
It's just low.
It's not that it's low, Miggy. It's that I'm speaking loud and it's instantly coming through. Okay. There's no delay, so it just sounds like my voice is not that one. No. The closest one on the bottom one. That top amp isn't connected. I got you. I'll bump you. Got you. I'll bump you a little. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Like the only thing that has, which I'm pretty proud of us about, is really the only thing that's interrupted this pod has been catastrophes.
Tragedies.
Fucking tragedies and shit like that, which is, and like I guess that's like the positive that I'm kind of finding in that, but hey,
I mean, we did miss 2 episodes, but we had kind of had to do that.
Well, one of those days actually was just Miggy's fault and my dad's fault.
No, we missed straight 2 days.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying one of the days we missed recently was Mickey forgot his whole camera bag at work, and then it was also my dad's birthday, so we were like, whatever, we'll just celebrate.
No, that was like but before,
That was
like
October
during the
1st, bro. That was in the last 2 weeks.
yeah, but during the hurricane itself, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just two.
Yeah,
Well, technically three, right? Because of
the
Helene as
bugging
well,
and all that shit. Yeah,
and the bugging, and yeah.
yeah, we haven't been on in a while.
It's all right. It feels nice to
They
be back in here
they ended up catching the guy that left their dog
on the highway,
In the highway, yeah,
bro. That's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. Did you have any info on that?
I
or-
have his arrest record.
Oh,
I
yeah?
have the address where they arrested.
How did they
the
find
guy.
this motherfucker? Oh, the dog was probably tagged,
Probably.
like chipped.
I haven't had any information on that. I just know that DeSantis had a whole entire
You
press conference on just that particular case.
no way. That's kind of wild. I don't think I don't think the governor, right, governor of the state has to go and like do all that.
And after
So. Bro, can't park there. They're gonna hit your shit. Jay trying to cause accidents outside the house.
Turita Rukicle.
Fucking fiend. Yeah, I already knew what you were asking about too.
But somebody dropped this guy's whole entire arrest record on their on Instagram, their case, and I went onto Hillsborough County and I looked up the arrest record and everything pulled up. Everything, bro, crazy. Like where they arrested him, which was probably his house.
Yeah.
Like obviously what he got charged with.
I wonder how it is they found out it was him though. Because like
Snitches, dog, snitches.
snitches,
They know,
yeah,
like
but
this guy, this car, this dog. You know, like.
I mean, personally, if I
put it
saw a dude
together.
on the side of the fucking road, like
Well,
tying up a
if
dog to the guardrail, I'd take videos of him and send it to the fuck police too.
if the
personally.
dog
I ain't no
was
snitch, but that's some fuck shit right there.
That
bro.
is fuck shit. Yeah.
if the dog has ever been to the vet and they either tagged him or
They chip him.
if
They chip him, yeah.
or
Like,
he has records before.
well, if they don't chip the dog, there's no other way to identify.
Yeah.
him. There's literally if the dog is not chipped, there's no way they can't identify him besides that. So my whole thing is they probably had the dog chipped, but this is my thing as well.
I think people, bro.
If the
honestly,
dog was
people.
chipped, that tells me that this person is at least semi-responsible enough to take him to the vet.
Yeah.
And
why
so
the-
that doesn't make me believe that that's how they found this person. And if it is that really the right person? they found?
Apparently
'Cause, like
what-
imagine you just sold your dog on Craigslist after having it a while because I don't know, you're moving into an apartment, you can't have it anymore, you just sell it, right? Or give it away. Or
Oh,
whatever
give it
may
away.
be.
You give it to the shelter, man.
So
Like,
you give it to the shelter and it ends up in someone else's hands, and then because the dog was chipped from you, they come and get your ass. That's some crazy shit.
Alex said, "I've been having DBZ fights in my dreams ever since the game dropped."
So it's not just me. That's funny. That's funny.
yeah, I don't know, man. I honestly think that he was just snitched on because it went viral,
Yeah.
and he probably had some
Someone
enemies,
saw him.
and they probably had some enemies. Somebody didn't like him, like, oh, I'm gonna snitch on this motherfucker. You know what I mean? And that was that.
People go hard for pets on the internet.
Oh,
Like they go crazy.
yeah. I think people just go crazy in general about things that they like, especially nowadays. You know.
I don't know. I'm one of those people. Like for example, the other day I went to, I don't remember where it was. It was a big retail store, big ass parking lot and everything, right? And when I got out of my car, I noticed there was a dog in someone else's car,
Mhm.
car off, windows up. And I was like, damn, that's some fuck shit right there.
Yeah.
Car was in the shade though, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna be really quick, like super quick. I knew what I was gonna go inside and grab, and I came out and I told myself, if I come out and that dog's still there, I'm calling.
Yeah.
I'm calling, you know. And when I came out, luckily the dog wasn't there anymore. Car was gone, so hopefully that dog wasn't there
Yeah.
too long. But man, people that do that kind of stuff, or like, you know, I'm kind of victim to this. I'll even admit this: leaving dogs outside all day in Florida heat. I don't do that with my dog currently, but we used to with Leo, right? I mean, I guess it's a little different with me with the patio, and you know, he's got a whole pool where the water to
in
drink.
Cuba, everybody lives in harmony because everybody's in heat.
Everyone's just equally pissed off. It just
Yeah,
balances out. That's just the norm.
I think
Yeah, the
Florida,
dogs aren't even like biting. They're just mad at the heat, so they're just I thought.
Yeah.
No,
I
what
think Florida heat is a little different for the dogs, and they're kind of used to it. Plus, they have cooling mechanism better than us. You
No,
know,
that-
especially their like
but-
tongue and whatnot.
So this is my thing. It's a little different, like a dog that's running around on the road.
yeah.
It's like, oh, I feel so bad. It's so hot outside. Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, this dog's free. He can go jump in that fucking pond around the corner if he wants to, if he's so hot, or go find water wherever. Now there's people that will leave their dog in an enclosed backyard with a little bowl of water. It'll spill, and then the dog's fucked. You know, which that's where I run into an issue. And no awning, no nothing to give the dog shade. You know, like
Yeah.
that's where shit gets a little sideways.
Did you guys see
And
the?
those are good at it. They'll find the coolest
Oh,
spot in
okay.
their
So
house. or
Alex is
anywhere.
saying Florida DOT has cams all over the road. They might have found them that way. Maybe. I mean that to me seems like the more probable way than the dog being tagged.
Well, I mean, if the governor was involved, that's very likely just because
They actually went to the extent to do it
just
all.
like check cameras. You know, it's very easy to trace it back where it came from.
Now
on
let's
street
talk
cameras.
about Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan made it. He made it. I can't believe he made it. I thought that fucking boat was gonna capsize, but hey, that's just me. I
don't
thought
know-
that little
I
ass
don't know.
sailboat was
I don't
done.
know if you're caught up on the recent news about Lieutenant Dan, but
I
he
heard-
wants to sue Tampa Terrence, the guy who basically got him famous, who started recording him.
Really? He wants to
because-
sue him?
Yeah, because he started a GoFund for him, and he has the money, and he hasn't given him the money.
But that's crazy, man, too, because I remember I saw a video that was posted by that guy that made him famous, saying like, oh, make sure not to be sending cash apps to fake thing. Like, this is the only real one, blah, blah, blah. And it was him and Lieutenant Dan or whatever. Damn, so he even like went out his way to make a video about how don't send it to other people to not let Lieutenant Dan get fucked. Ended up fucking him himself.
Well, fine. Can you find that? Can you find that GoFundMe? Maybe it's not complete. That's why he hasn't gotten the money. Maybe
It is
Lieutenant
definitely complete.
is it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Lieutenant
Mm-hmm.
Dan.
That's crazy. Donate and seafaring dreams. Yo, this is crazy. $46,000. Holy shit. They raised 115% of what they wanted. So yeah, man, people giving them money all over the place. $100 here, $10 here, $50, 25. Like, yeah, man, people giving money all over the place.
So they also wrote his name wrong on the GoFundMe, which is also potentially another
Reason
issue.
why he's not getting the money?
Yeah, so his name is not Joe, it's Joseph Malinowski. And this is the person who
Joe
organized
Joseph
it,
Malinowski. I
Terrence.
think that doesn't matter, man. Well,
Not on the
probably
GoFundMe page.
GoFundMe is gonna need like Social Security and all kinds of other shit. If Dan is not given any of that stuff, he's like, I'm not gonna give you that. Just give me my money. Like
Just give
you
me my
can't.
money.
Yeah, you can't do that. I don't think that Terrence kid even has the money himself. You know what I mean? There's got to be a backstory
I
to
don't know. I
this.
think if he's suing him, there's definitely something Terrence is trying to get from it, probably.
I can try and pull up the video
Yeah.
here of Lieutenant Dan talking about it.
Well, no, don't pull up the lieutenant. Then pull up the case.
I
Well, there's
can't
a
just
video of
pull
him
up-
talking about it, right? So-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't just pull up the case.
Wait, the case is a public record. If there is a case.
It takes too long.
Clearing
It's
things
a
that-
lot easier to just find him talking about him suing him.
There you go. On the bottom right, yeah.
There's
And how much
bro,
did they
there's more
how much
to
did they
it,
raise?
man. 43,000,
46,000.
46,000.
46,000.
Yeah,
Damn.
there's more to it, man. There's none of this shit makes sense.
Look it up. Let's see if that's actually how
According
GoFundMe.
to Alex, Lieutenant Dan's lore is deep and it's not good. Basically, he's a crackhead that went to jail for fucking his stepdaughter and done more fucked up shit. The boat he was in was a stolen lake boat not meant for the ocean.
That's wild. I mean,
Apparently, Emily can't hear anything. I guess I was in the monitor and main scene.
But Alex could hear it, right?
No, I don't think.
Oh, nobody heard what Dan was saying.
Yeah,
Nobody heard
or
because you didn't.
or anything at all.
So anyway, just to recap real
Oh,
quickly.
it's line. It's me. It's me. My fault. Yep.
Yeah, to recap real quickly, Dan was saying that he's suing Terrence because Terrence was supposed to give him $7,000. He gave him only $6,900, and he's saying, "Well, that's my money. Kind of give me my money, and everything's gonna come out in court." He's the
Well,
bad
no,
guy.
he's not.
But
That's not what he said. He said that he told him he was giving him 7,000. He only gave him 6,900, and he said, "I'm not complaining about the $100. What I'm annoyed at is that he has another 40 grand that he hasn't given me."
well, I don't think he said the 40 grand. I don't know if he knows.
Well, not
that.
40 grand. The rest. He's just saying the rest, and I'm just saying 40 grand because of the number
Yeah.
we have here.
Well, he's
you know?
saying the way it looks like GoFundMe donates directly to your bank account, and it says
Within
when
3 days of the
when I
donation.
counted it, what did it? When you counted
No,
it,
I think he was going out of his way to say that not only like is he owe me all this money that when he said he gave me 7,000 and there's all this other money he has.
all I'm saying there's
He
more
also
to it, man.
he also shorted me of $100 when he told me he gave me 7,000.
I think there's more to it. There's a lot more to it. There's
I don't know.
tax consequences, things like that. You can't you can get $14,000 as a gift tax free, but everything above $14,000 you have to pay taxes, and that $46,000 puts you well above in a second.
Well, he would be the one paying
tax
taxes on
bracket.
it. It's not like Terrence has to pay taxes.
Correct. He would need to be paying taxes, but for you to pay taxes, you need to have Social Security, all kinds of other things. So
All I'm saying is this guy's on a mission sent by Jesus himself,
yeah,
and he's out here on his boat, and he's here to survive whatever comes his way, whether it's a tsunami, hurricane.
no, Jesus got his back. That's what he said.
Could you not hear just the video, or could you not hear us as well? Is what I want to know. Because if it was you had forgot to unmute the
The
out
line
1-2,
out. Yeah.
right? Okay, it's probably just the video then.
Well, Alex can hear us, so
yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think there's more to it, and I think you need to hear both sides of the story,
I
and
wonder
then
if
the
Aiden
truth
Ross
is somewhere in the middle.
ended up ever like honoring his promise about the boat or anything like that.
I believe he did, but he settled for a boat that is 50 to 100,000 with a kick deal.
Oh yeah, and he has to stream 40 hours a month or something like that.
100 hours.
60
something
hour,
like
100
that.
hours
Something
a month.
like that. I
60
don't
hours a
remember
month.
the hours.
Dan
that he
has to stream.
Yeah, that's part of the deal. So Aiden Ross, like, I guess,
For
got in
how long?
contact with this guy. He gave him a kick deal for I don't know how long, but
Does Lieutenant Dan know how to use a fucking computer, or he's gonna do it on a phone?
I don't know.
Well, clearly he can film videos, so I'm guessing. Is no longer offering a kick live streaming deal to Lieutenant Dan.
So he's no longer doing the kick deal, but he's still doing the $100,000
boat.
boat.
I don't know.
Well, okay, these things are fucking changing very quickly.
I mean, this has been all happening in less than a week. So
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I
bunch
mean,
of
it
shit is
started
coming
with
up.
Helene.
I think
but-
that whole thing that he raped his daughter, right? Is that what Alex said?
From what I heard, I haven't heard that part. What I have heard about him is that he does have a bunch of charges. He has almost 2 full pages of charges. 90% of them are basically traffic citations and failure to show up for them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
he just keeps getting the same
So
charges.
Alex said he dropped the N-word on live. He asked for some peanut butter and a fan got it for him, and then he bitched at him for giving him a big jar of peanut butter. Ross gave the kick deal to someone else because all the shit they found on Dan.
And then the other charge that I heard about was that he apparently tried setting a bench on fire, which that charge got dropped.
Mm.
It didn't give.
So my man just
specific
does a bunch of
reason.
wild shit.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
I mean, he is on a boat
To
during a
have-
hurricane. He got to be a wild man.
to have 2 pages of fucking mugshots and then that's a lot. Like, there's a lot of irresponsibility there.
It's like that guy didn't we watch that on the pod the other day of the judge that was telling the dude
Yeah,
1, 2, and it got all the way to
you have
32.
too much
Counting
free time.
one
You
at a
need a
time.
job.
Yeah, because he was going through like the list of cases.
1, 2,
And that
3,
shit's funny.
4,
That judge straight up
22,
said,
23.
"You know what's the problem here? You don't got nothing to do with your time. You're nothing
And
better
all
to
you do is smoke weed.
Yeah, all you do is sit home, smoke weed, and just no. And I saw that judge said yesterday it was that someone said something during court, and he started laughing so hard that he literally said, "I need some candy," and he grabbed the fucking jar of candy and started throwing Skittles to like the attorneys. And it's funny because one of the
That's
attorneys.
the Chinido. I think you're talking about the one where.
I don't remember what the case was
Yes,
about.
I remember. It was hilarious. I watched this video like 5 times and I laughed every
I did
single
watch it a
time.
couple times because I couldn't believe when the caption, the first subtitle I saw was, "Let me get some candy." I was like, "What?"
So what happened was they were asking for a bond to be able to be released from jail. And
Yeah.
then the guy says, "Objection, this is like a count of murder or something like that."
This is manslaughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Hey,
manslaughter.
Gab, what's
I don't
going
feel
on?
very comfortable. And then the guy said, the judge started laughing, and then the guy started laughing, and he's like, let me get some Skittles here."
Hey, Kev, text me when you're ready for them shoes, bro. Kevin's gonna do custom shoes. Those Vela shoes I have, he's gonna custom paint them.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited about that.
Yo, I'm gonna pull up that case thing, dude. That's too funny. Like,
If
you
Yeah,
you,
cannot
pull that
explain
hey,
one.
how
Kev, if you
funny
can
it
get him
is.
done within the next
Yeah, you can't.
2.5
You
weeks,
gotta
that'd be
show.
awesome because I can take him to Colombia where they came from. So that'd be kind of cool if I can sport them
What's this guy's
motherfuckers.
name?
Not neglects, but denies. Judge denies.
Bond.
I would love to flex
Eats
them
candy.
shoes in Colombia.
Get Skittles.
And the guy said, "I run on coffee." He sat on the Skittles.
Judge throws Skittles or
Just
gets-
say Judge Denies Bonds eats candy. Because I don't think he even says Skittles. He just talks about candy.
If it doesn't show up on this search, it'll show up on this one. What?
I might have saved it. Let me see. That shit was hilarious. Yeah, this
So-
judge is out of pocket. I ain't gonna lie. If I got stuck with this judge, I'm finding a way to sue his ass too.
Why?
Because he does some wild shit in that
So?
courtroom. That shit's hilarious.
I love it.
Nah, the blatant
I love it.
disrespect.
He
that
can.
that
He's a judge.
Fucking shows
He
is
can literally
wild.
disrespect you. You're a criminal, bro. You deserve zero respect.
For manslaughter. Let's get a little more specific with the searches here.
So while he's looking at it, did you see what happened with Tesla, Elon
No.
Musk, SpaceX,
yes,
and
I wanted to talk
Oh
about
yeah, that's awesome.
That's pretty legit,
fucking
right?
cool, man. To see that shit land the way it did, and the way it was coming in sideways,
Yeah.
and managed to like not only stay sideways like that perfectly, come in and then
And first try, bro.
Yeah.
I found
First
it.
try.
oh, he found it. He found it. This shit's
All right,
hilarious.
make sure they can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, out is if they can't hear me, there's something wrong.
Yeah, because as long as the bars are popping off there, Mickey.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm going to be opposed. He's wanted for manslaughter too.
Hold on.
requesting a bond.
I'm going to be opposed. He's wanted for manslaughter, 2 counts of aggravated assault.
Judge,
A few moments later.
Yeah,
We need
they're
some
laughing
candy
like
for
it's a
this.
comedy show.
Trey, do you want some
you have any
Skittles?
sugar spikes?
You want some Skittles?
I run on caffeine.
If I'm gonna have sugar, it's in my
You
coffee.
know, I'm fucking
Prosecutor-
happy as hell, bro.
Oh, bro! When you said he throws Skittles, I thought he's gonna take them individual and just chuck them at people like
Instead of throwing
quarters.
packs of
I'm going to be
Skittles.
Oh.
opposed. He's wanted for
That's
manslaughter.
kind of
2
cool,
counts.
though.
I'm gonna be opposed. He's wanted for manslaughter.
Nah, and
2
the way
counts
the
of
Asian
aggravated
fucking-
assault.
The way the Asian guy starts
Aggravated
busting out laughing too.
Judge,
No, Judge, no. That's just so fucked. Because, like, in that situation, she can't say nothing. He's like, that laugh has already
Bro.
made his decision instantly.
Manslaughter.
I mean,
and
w-
2
okay, so-
counts of
okay.
aggravated assault.
None of us are judges. Somebody comes in there and says, "I want to release this person on bond." Motherfucker got manslaughter and 2 counts of
I ain't
aggravated
releasing him
assault.
either.
What are you gonna do?
I ain't gonna release him either. He ain't
So,
going
like,
to
this
bond.
is what I'm saying.
No,
it's not
I
like
get- I
his judge
agree
being
with
out
the-
of pocket
I
or
agree.
anything, you know.
The reaction is out of pocket. Bro, look how hard he laughs. Play it again.
It's
Play it
fucking
again.
funny, bro.
No, it's not that funny.
He's laughing at the audacity of the lawyer, bro. What
I'm
you
going to be
mean?
opposed. He's wanted for manslaughter, 2 counts of aggravated assault.
Judge,
Bro, the reason why the Chinito's laughing, right, is because the lawyer started laughing because he knew he had that shit in the bag.
Yeah.
Like, he's
But
like,
look
"You're
at
right,
her.
bro.
Come on,
you're
bro, like,
right."
That is wild.
This is a person that killed someone, and the lawyer has the audacity to ask for a bond. I mean, I get it.
But
That's their
that's your
job to
job.
do
That's
it.
her job.
That's
I get that, but it's
That's
like
her job,
when you
bro.
say some fuck shit, you deserve like the fucking response. I don't know, man. I just look. You know
No,
what I'm
man,
saying?
this
That's
judge
hilarious.
is the new entertainment.
Yeah,
dude.
he
This
is
guy
hilarious.
Kevin is like, I just want to walk out of court like Tupac.
One
Maybe
more,
charge.
one more for
For the road.
giggles.
One more for the road.
Actually, no, this one's not that funny. Let's look for a good one here.
Now the first one I
2000
saw with him was wild. Judge gives death stare to woman. All right, now this is gonna be
Oh,
bad.
this one's gonna be a good one. Judge gives death stare to woman with 25 plus theft convictions.
Oh shit.
4, theft. 2004, theft. 2005, felony theft. 2005, theft. 2005, theft. 2006, theft from a person, felony theft from a person. Possession of a controlled substance, 2007, possession of a controlled substance, 2007. In 2008, theft.
She went from
2009,
stealing
possession
to
of a controlled
doing
substance.
drugs.
2010, possession of a
And then
controlled
doing
substance.
both.
Possession of a controlled substance. Possession of a controlled substance. 2012, theft, assault, theft,
Oh,
theft.
I'd love to stay in the
2019,
courtroom
theft.
all day with this
2020,
guy.
theft. 2021, theft. 2021, theft. 2021, criminal trespass. 2021, theft. 2022, theft. 2022, criminal trespass. 2022, theft. 22, theft. 22, theft. 24, theft. 23, theft. 23, theft. And now, another.
And
Another one. He just became fucking DJ Khaled there for a minute. Like,
Jeez.
nah,
what
the best one
fuck?
is a guy that wants to defend himself. He's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want to defend yourself? That's not the smartest thing to do. Are you sure?" He straight up like questions him a million times. "You
Bro, this
sure?"
is a judge that done had it with people. You know what I mean? Like he just
No, and the best part
He's
about
heard
that
every
one
excuse.
is when he tells him, "You sure you want to defend yourself? Yeah. Have you defended yourself before? Yes. Oh, you have? Okay." And he goes through. He's like, "Didn't look like it went too well."
oh shit.
That judge is wild. Like, I would hate to be on the other side,
Can
but
you
I'd
imagine-
love to be on his side and like just witnessing all that. That shit
There's
would
a-
be hilarious.
So like think about this.
They'd throw me out of that shit for laughing all
If
day.
he's married, can you imagine if he's married and he goes
Oh, no,
home? What
shit
does that
sucks.
look like?
That sucks.
Bruh.
It's in Harris County, Texas, I believe.
I think he's different. I think the judge might have a little bit of a autism. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna start fucking diagnosing people like
No,
that.
no, no. I'm not. It's just like he's the way he's talking. I think he might just have that, Asperger's.
He might-
Asperger's,
Asperger's, no filter. You think
Yeah.
he could get to the point where he would allow him to even be a judge if he couldn't hold his breath? I think he has to that point. I mean, with Asperger's, you can't. That shit just comes out, bro.
Well, yeah,
So,
but
you know what I mean? Like he
well,
can do that now because he's there.
Elon has Asperger's. You know what I mean? Does it come out really? Like he does these little quirks that he has, but he's very functioning.
He
I mean, to
repeats
be a
himself, like, 3
judge,
times
you have to like
sometimes.
pass the
I
bar
thought,
and things
from
like
what I
that.
understood, Asperger's was simply like a very light on the spectrum, and
Of
that
the
meant-
autism,
and
yeah.
that it was very.
Oh
was
shit! Okay,
simply-
then you got a family. It looks
it-
like
and it was very
kids.
simply no filter.
no filter.
right.
Yeah,
So
which this judge has zero filter.
definitely, definitely has zero filter, bro. The way he even just started laughing, just, oh my god, that shit's crazy.
Homeboy is active on a social media too.
Nah. Well,
Huh?
maybe. Perhaps it's just I'm not his friend, so you don't really know what he's posting, anyways, which is
Oh.
good for him. Keep
Yeah.
that private.
I don't know. He's got a good life. Good for him. He made it to being a
He's
fucking judge.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Good
he's,
for him,
Good
bro.
for him.
he's not only a judge serving the community, but he's a comedian that entertains us.
Yeah.
It's entertaining to actually see.
Give him a
but-
Netflix special, God damn it!
Give him a Netflix special. What's that other judge that blew up recently, like last year, doing a lot of funny shit too?
There was a black guy, but I don't remember.
No,
his
no, no.
name.
It's that. I think it's that short old. I think he's Jewish judge that I might be wrong, but he's very
Rhode
nice.
Island. Rhode Island.
He's-
Oh,
yeah,
I know what you're
extremely
talking about.
nice.
Yeah, that's
he went
nice.
viral for
Yeah,
not being funny. He was extremely nice. He would always
Yeah.
help people.
Carbone?
yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. I know. There was this older man that like came in and like told the story. Yeah,
He's always very nice and like lenient.
You see the one where the wife and the husband come in, and the wife blames the husband.
It is Rhode Island though, that's for sure. What's up?
There's a wife and a husband come in, and wife is trying to get out of the ticket and starts blaming the husband for
yeah, I've seen
for
it.
whatever reason, but it's like straight up her fault. She's just like trying to put it on him. The guy looks at him and goes, I think he goes,
Frank Caprio.
"It's your fault, young lady."
DiCaprio or DiCaprio?
Yeah, Italian guy.
That's the guy. Oh, he's Italian. I don't know why I thought he was Jewish.
Was popping on the TikTok.
How
Yeah,
many
that's the
followers?
guy.
Damn, he's almost got 1 million
Please.
followers.
As
Yeah,
a judge for
he's very
38
nice. He's not
years.
I
really
don't
that
believe
funny.
TikTok followers. I really don't believe TikTok followers. Find the one with the lady and a husband that were there.
See, the thing is that this guy's been doing this for so long that I actually kind of do believe that follower count. But hey, I don't know. I thought it was gonna be higher than. I thought it'd be more than 1 million.
On TikTok, bro, 1 million is good. You know. Do a couple.
What do you want me to look up?
Frank Caprio, older couple, traffic ticket. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one, I think. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah, I've seen this shit.
My wonderful husband.
Oh.
I got the ticket. He was driving my car. I'm not guilty.
Oh.
He is.
So you came here today to tell me he's guilty?
I'm not guilty. The ticket's in my name.
No, I
I'm
know.
not guilty.
No, I understand that. I said, you came here today to tell me he's guilty. So the first thing you did was throw him under the bus.
I'm not throwing myself under.
That's so fucked.
That is fun.
You go through this every day?
Yes, Your Honor.
We've been happily married for 43 years. Right?
Ask him.
Yes, dear.
Bro, it's like, what, lady? Like, pay the fucking ticket. Somebody's going to pay the ticket. It's coming out of the budget no matter what.
She said it ain't coming out of my social security, bitch. Oh shit, that's funny as fuck.
I bet you she's proud that she's never gotten any tickets. And now that she has this ticket
There's
on her
something
name,
else behind
yeah,
it.
there's something
There's something
behind
else
that whole
behind it.
fucking
You
thing.
can't have that dent on your record, dog.
She said, I ain't getting them points on my fucking license.
Not with
Yeah.
a squeaky clean record. So Elon landed his little robot.
Not a
Little
robot,
robot.
a
Shit
whole
weighed
fucking whole ass
250
rocket.
tons.
Yeah, whole ass
200.
rocket, bro. Off of first
Yeah, we
try.
can pull that up, make see if we can find a clip of that. Man, that's
And he
insane.
introduced taxi,
and
self-driving taxi minivans and cars.
oh, I saw that.
And a robot.
SpaceX ain't very good at doing things at first tries.
They're not very good at all. I'm telling you, when I read his autobiography,
rockets
they
they blew
are
up, bro?
not, bro. They done blow up whole lot of fucking rockets, whole lot of rockets.
Yeah, that shit just felt like it really did feel like a villain story. It was like there's low key some hero trying to stop him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
constantly. Finally, he did it.
So it takes so, and then
there
come
it
right
is.
there.
That shit looks like a video in reverse, bro.
Yeah,
That's how like
it's
precise.
fake. Moon landing is fake. This is fake.
This is all AI generated.
Yeah, but it looks like the rocket is on fire, but it's really not. They're just like boosters or whatever. Like it's just like. bloop.
Yeah, and it's also coming down. So
That's pretty crazy though. Like you tell me how you do that. How do you get a rocket?
I can barely build an a paper airplane, brother.
How do you get a rocket
Well, see,
to land
so let's say-
itself on a platform?
Well, here's the thing: applications of this. Now, think about it. They already landed a rocket up, right
'Cause
side
usually
up.
they would just drop them in the ocean, right?
Well, no, at first they were dropping them in the ocean, but then he got to the point where they would just take off and it would land back the way it took off. Legs would come out and land
Right.
normally. Now they're landing it on a platform, but why? There's probably a reason behind it, because if they're thinking to have spaceships
Travel.
outside, you send the rocket out and then land it there, because you're not gonna have a floating platform. It's gonna have to get into a
It's
moving
also more
object.
efficient, probably, also for it to take off again. 'Cause I'm pretty sure they're
Could
gonna
be.
make these platforms to the same from that
Instead
same
of
place.
transport and
And they
everything,
don't have to just land
keep
it there,
sending them out.
refuel,
Just
Yeah.
keep going.
do maintenance, whatever needs to be done, and send it off
Send
again.
it
It
out,
doesn't have
right,
to
right.
move or anything like that.
Yeah, they don't have to lift it. They don't have to disassemble it. Yeah, which is
It's just-
kind of cool.
I think it's just a simple matter of efficiency.
So
Alex said, Elon don't care how many rockets they blow up, or taxes are the ones paying for them.
yeah, but here's the thing: United States needs to have a program. Whether it's NASA that's going to do it, whether it's Elon that's going to do it. And at the end of the day, Elon is probably doing it for cheaper than NASA was doing it. So at the end of the day, taxpayers are going to pay that money. As a matter of fact, taxes are paying less money for something
Well,
like
I mean,
that.
also NASA contracts Elon for stuff. Like they just contracted him to go save those
Correct.
people. That
Because
who was it that left them there? Boeing.
Boeing left them there, yeah.
Boeing.
So
And then they came to NASA and was like, "Yo, like, help us out. We need to go get these guys." And NASA was like, "Okay, you're right. Of course, we need to go get these guys." And they came back to NASA with the plan. I forgot what it was, but it was some bullshit ass plan. Like, "Oh, let's leave them out there and bring the ship back, and then go get them." And NASA was like, "Nah, we're gonna just get Elon to do it."
yeah. But see, this is the thing with Elon, because they were going to completely get rid of this whole space program. They're going to get rid of it. It was costing too much money and they're not advancing. Elon came in and said, I could do it for fucking cheaper. Don't get rid of the program. This is something that we need. And he's doing it cheaper.
I forgot who it was, man. I met someone recently, like the last month or two, that I think they worked for Boeing or something like that, and I could tell that they were almost like embarrassed
Yeah.
because of like all the bad shame that's been put on Boeing recently. And
Well, the CEO of
not
Boeing
really
gets
embarrassed, but,
90
like,
some
hesitant
million
to say
dollars.
it.
$90 million, bro, and their fucking planes are falling out the sky.
I don't know though, but if I was just a pilot, like even pilots
Using
are just,
dish soap, bro.
even pilots are just foot soldiers at the end of the day. Like they're not controlling what they use and all this stuff. Those are higher up people that are trying to save money and do all this shit. So you
Moon
can't
landing
blame-
is real, Kev.
You can't blame the foot soldiers.
No, you can't.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be embarrassed. Bring down your mic a little bit. It's covering your face.
So, and the thing was, he also introduced, not only was this, he also introduced the self-driving taxi car and introduced the self-driving minivan taxi. And he introduced the robots that can have a full conversation with you. And on top of that, he said the way they designed these robots, they'll be able to link each individual part to the Neuralink. So if you don't have an arm, they'll put a robot arm on you and link it to a Neuralink where you can control now the arm, send the same signals. So, but people didn't like that shit, and share took a plunge.
Do you
Share
think
took
that
like a 20% plunge.
the taxi business will attempt to use these new taxis to kind of kick Uber and Lyft and all these guys in the ass again? Because when Uber and Lyft came around,
That's a very good question.
The taxi business went to shit.
That's a very good question.
You still have them driving around, but it went from probably 100% of them riding around to maybe under 20%. You don't see taxis anymore. The only ones you see are those white ones, the old cop cars, and I think that's mostly old people that use that shit just because they don't have smartphones.
So
you know what I mean? So
They never really wanted to learn how to order an Uber.
yeah, so that's why you still have people that use taxis, right?
No.
But I think that this might be an opportunity for these taxi companies to come in and say, "Let me take my my market back."
So I don't know how it works in Florida, but I know in New York the way it works is you buy these taxi badges, and it got to the point where these taxi badges were up to $1 million each. There was even this guy that went viral for having the most amount of taxi badges, right? Like he didn't really have like physical cash, but he had like thousands of these taxi badges, and each was costing like $1 million to buy, right? So each car has to have a badge, at least in New York, for them to operate it, right? So the taxi companies, they buy these badges and then they get the employees to drive them, which means the employees get paid. Now, all of that fare goes to the taxi company directly. So if the taxi companies were smart about it, they would just eliminate the human, not pay them anything, and then just complete all the, which has kind of happened with the assembly factories of cars, right? Like the robots came in and they fired a bunch of people that were doing
That's what's gonna happen with the taxi business. And it's also, I think, since they don't have to pay those people, they might be able to make it so affordable that they also boot Uber and.
Well, it's not
and
only
Lyft
that,
out.
right? Like you have to consider all of these people that work for big factories, they're part of a union. And you have people that have been with the company for years and they're part of a union, and they'll sit on a floor of the car manufacturing, and they'll literally stick the stickers to the side of the the door, those stickers,
Yeah.
and they're getting $35-$40 an hour for doing that.
Well, yeah. So does the guy that puts the 2 bolts for the door,
Correct.
and so does the guy that slots the window in. I mean,
Correct.
so
So
I mean, everyone has to do the 1 inch work to make the mile.
yes, so that's correct. But the point here is this doesn't require any like crazy
No, it requires zero skill.
zero skill, but they're
it's-
getting $40 an hour.
Okay.
But when you get rid of the unions, now it's more of a free market and people compete for the job. So if somebody's going to come in and say, I will take less money for this job, they get the job. That's the free market economy, right? So unions prevent that from happening. I mean, we just had a whole thing with unions and port authority where these people in the port saying we're not going to stop, because we're not getting the same amount of money on the East Coast as they're getting on the West Coast, right? And come to find out, the union head of union has got like getting like $1 million a year, got this huge ass fucking house and properties and this and that. And yeah, he's kind of fighting for the people to get the same amount of money. I get it, but for the companies, it's not worth it. And then what happens after that is same thing happened to McDonald's. They just installed the machines. Now we don't need you. Bye.
Well, that's gonna happen everywhere, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, this whole system, the way they have it set up, the free market economy works. Why it works? Because somebody's always willing to do the job for cheaper.
The day I have a robot come and install like construction in my house is the day I'm gonna trip balls, man. Because like I always like, for me, the like drone delivery. Eventually, that's gonna be a fucking iRobot motherfucker that walks up to your shit. Here you go, sir. Where's my tip and everything?
Yeah.
But the day that guy comes and installs a window in my house, that's when I'm gonna be like, what do they need us for?
Yeah.
It's gonna
No, I
be
mean,
so nice though, like
you-
not
you're
having to
still
do
gonna
those
need
fucking.
people.
I mean,
dumbass chores, like
Elon said there's gonna
folding-
have to be some kind of universal income.
The-
That's what he said in that.
folding
Nelk- I think
folding
it
your
was a Nelk pod.
clothes, like doing your dishes, all that dumbass shit that nobody's really got time for. That's just tedious work.
You remember that movie like Smart House or whatever it was, Miggy? The one that ended up turning against them and everything.
By robot.
No. It was like a house. It was like a kid movie for that you probably watched. It's like the house was smart and then ended up like turning on them.
Yeah, Monster House.
No. That's like the cartoon one. There's like a
Yeah.
live action.
There's
Monster
a
House
lot.
is the cartoon.
So there's a really good thing with what's his name, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he talks specifically about this, the AI and so on and so forth. Humans are still gonna be part of it, right? Like you're never gonna see a robot
It's
revolution.
not called
kind
Monster
of
House
thing.
though. Something else.
And then I think like the closest you're gonna get
Look
is
up
where
Smart House Disney movie.
a lot of the humans going to start getting Android parts,
Right.
which means like you're just gonna slowly become an android, right? You're still gonna have your
It's called
brain and
Smart
everything,
House.
but you're gonna become slowly an android, and then you're still gonna have a space. You're still gonna have an area
Is it
where
this one?
Yeah. And this was the hologram. She was the villain.
she's from Married with Children, Ted Bundy's wife. Al Bundy, not
This
Ted
is
Bundy.
before
Ted
my
Bundy was
time.
a serial killer. Al Bundy.
I watched this growing up.
I did not. Too old. I wouldn't have even gone back. Even back in 2008, I wouldn't have watched the movie from the 2000s. I just thought it was old.
It was just playing on like, on cable.
Oh
bro.
yeah. I never really paid attention to it.
But
I was more into the cartoons. I was watching anime and stuff like that back then.
Can you find why the shares of Tesla plunged? I don't remember. I read the article, but I forgot why. The people were not happy with the whole Tesla situation.
If you could implement like AI and Android and all this Neuralink bullshit into one part of your life, what do you think it's gonna make the most impact?
Say it again. I'm sorry. I was trying to read that.
Like this new technology that's coming out, like basically automation,
Mhm.
autonomous stuff, or being able to do things with your brain without moving a muscle, with Neuralink and AI. Got stuck there. Where do you think this would have the largest positive impact in your life that you would actually use in your personal day-to-day life, not across the board, not across the board, you
Well-
personally?
Well, first you kind of have to see what's happening right now within an economy, right? Like I have to talk about this. This is the boring stuff to finally understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. The way it's going on in the economy, America right now is choosing hyperinflation. Why? Because they don't want a deflation. And for me, the easiest way to explain this is this. When there's hyperinflation, the debts that you have don't cost as much to pay off. because now your salary grows as well, everything grows as well.
The debt stays the same.
So that stays the same. But if you have deflation, that means now you have a $300,000 home, you were getting $100,000, now you're getting only 50. So you can't cover
And
the
that's still 300
right.
grand.
So what's gonna happen?
Which is why it sucks to buy houses when they're high.
What's gonna happen? Ultra rich also going to experience this, but they're still gonna be liquid, and the assets that they own going to increase in price only. So they're still gonna stay rich. It's people that are not gonna have money, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna get rich, and you're gonna get very poor and very rich. There's not gonna be a middle. The ones that are rich, we're still gonna be able to travel in person. The ones that are poor will be able to travel, but with like an Oculus or something like that, virtually.
Okay.
See what I mean? So I think what's going to happen that's going to make people like benefit people the most is going to be that for the poor people, you're going to have this technology that's going to come in, and they're going to be able to like, okay, let's go to Peru. You'll pay certain fee, and you'll get the feet of Peru. That's, like, and you're going to feel like you're in it. Like they're even going to set it up in a way where you can feel that breeze hitting you, or like you're going to feel exactly
So that's
like
what
you
you
were
think
there.
you would use the most?
Do I think I would use that most? It's
That's what
kind of
would
like
impact your life the most?
it's kind of like to me it's kind of like, I would now that I have experience, I think this is how it would feel like, if you take like having sex with a real with a woman versus having sex with a prostitute. It's still having sex, but one is genuine and one is not. You know what I mean? That's how I would feel about it. That's how I feel about the Oculus, putting it on.
I'm pretty
and
sure
not
your
going to
brain, if
Peru.
they do it with Neuralink and they get that far in technology, your brain wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, can we really tell the difference between, like, this is really happening? Like, you would be smashing a normal woman or smashing that's really happening.
Yeah, but then you're not gonna know the difference. It's gonna be all one. There's not gonna be an option.
Well, how do you know the
A and B.
Like, how do you know the difference that it's not genuine? You know what I mean? Because there are dudes out there like, oh, talked her into having sex with me twice, and I just paid only once. Like they're proud of that shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my god.
So honestly, I don't know, man. I think like the AI advancement is gonna definitely help me. Like
Alex
ChatGPT is amazing. I don't even need to like go on Google anymore.
Alex said Neil has said we are already getting up close to androids, or getting close to androids with our dependence for smartphones. He also said, just think if your brain chip could simulate 1 billion ways a fight could go, then you go win every tournament.
Well, yeah, that's where the Neuralink comes in, right? Like the full data. There was this movie they made. People had chips in their head, and when they needed information, they could literally download all the information immediately to their brain. The whole plot of the movie was where they would just overload them with information and fry people's brains and would kill them. So these cops were going around trying to figure out who was doing that. But at the snap of a finger, you get the information you need, and it's an accurate information, right? So we're gonna get to that point. You're sitting and having a conversation with someone, and everybody's gonna be more like, well, actually, because everybody's gonna get that data immediately. You know what I mean? And I think it's gonna remove the human factor. Like it's gonna remove that back and forth conversation, because that emotional friction creates bonds, right, between people. It's either good bond or a bad bond, but it does create those bonds, right? So it's going to completely get rid of all that. So we're going to be more robotic, and that's going to lead us in becoming more Android-like.
I was just thinking about how it can make my like day-to-day life easier. I mean,
Well,
like all the things that could be done autonomously.
Your day-to-day life is easier right now, because right now you can go to Brazil without understanding Portuguese. You can take ChatGPT and have it talk Portuguese
But that's not my
to
day-to-day
that person
life.
and translate it. But
What I mean day-to-day life is taking out the trash, cleaning the house, like doing all these things that somehow could be made like
very expensive Roomba.
Autonomous stuff.
Yeah,
No, but like imagine if it's not a Roomba, but like the things within themselves are made autonomous. Like I don't know, for example, the trash cans we buy now are somehow hooked up to some infernal
Yeah,
system
you're talking
and
about
shit.
the
Like,
mundane
I mean,
work,
crazy, like
mundane, repetitive
So
work.
I could get the robot to go get the fucking grocery for my mom instead of her having to call me for groceries. That's dope.
That's true, but
I'm
here
playing video games.
The Roomba.
Send a robot.
yeah, let me rephrase this for you.
That's
Now,
what we're all gonna call our androids in the future, the Roomba.
yeah, well, let's say, okay, so you got these androids that doing this job, right? Like these androids gonna cost you money to buy,
Of
right?
course.
At that point, you still have to be rich to be able to buy this shit, right?
Not
So if you're
necessarily. You could finance
Everything-
that bitch. If it becomes
Everything
it-
that's for the community eventually becomes affordable enough at some point for the community.
yeah,
Usually,
that's cool. But what I'm trying to say, you can have all that right now.
it's all right. Timu will sell you that $80,000 Android for $20.
Yeah,
That's
but-
true. That's true. People's gonna have that bitch for the hookup. It
But-
might kill you though.
It might blow up.
It might fucking
But
kill you though.
what I'm saying, you can have that right now. You can have somebody that's gonna come in and clean your home. You can have somebody that's gonna
Yeah,
go
but that's someone
shop
you have to
for you.
constantly pay. I can just charge this bitch
Well, yeah, but you still have to pay for the damn Roomba, and if you're
up front
financing
one
it,
time. It's not the slave times anymore, Jay. I can't
Yeah.
just pay it once.
Yeah, but it's, no, I understand what you're saying, but you have to also consider. Look at cars. How long we've been producing cars?
yeah, but when you get a car, I mean, you have to finance it,
No,
but eventually
how
it's
long
yours.
how long we been getting cars? Cars never got cheaper. They've gotten expensive. Cell phones. Your iPhone right now is more expensive than what it was.
But the same thing with cars. When they first came out, only for the rich. Now even the motherfucker that works at McDonald's can scavenge $6,000 and go buy himself a car.
That's true because we also have the
So,
financing part, right?
I
'Cause-
might just have a 2025 robot in 2030, 2040. Sorry, but
Yeah.
it's all right.
But that 2025 robot is still not gonna do all the things than the 2040 robot's
Eventually
gonna
it
do.
would though.
Yeah.
Eventually it all catches up, right?
Yeah, so you're still gonna have haves and have-nots. And my point is that not everybody's gonna be able to afford the best, the
No,
shiniest,
of course not.
right?
No one
So
ever
again,
can.
at
That's
the end
not
of the
like
day,
that.
like if you think about it, most of us are not gonna be billionaires,
But
not even millionaire status,
you
right?
say that, but then everyone does afford $1,000 phone. Everyone does figure out a way to afford that bitch. You know what I mean? So when something becomes so important in your life where you feel like you need it, you figure out a way to afford it a lot of times. Now, of course, if it's something like a $200,000 robot, there ain't no fucking way, right? You got to change your whole life and, and go make $200,000, right? But when it gets to a certain point within affordability for the average person, people still will spend a lot of money on things they feel like they are
I
necessary.
think before we even get to it, I think we're gonna figure out a way how to stay young. Number one, how to stay young. Where
I
you
think
can
that's so
extend.
bad for us.
You're gonna extend your life. Believe me, when it comes to money, bro, when people are making money and they know the ways to extend their life, bro, they're gonna do
I
it.
know.
Generational
And
extension
what I
of
mean
life.
is extending your life. That extending is
That-
I'm not a problem with that. What
What's
I mean
that
is like
singer's name? He had that movie. With
singer's name.
yeah, he was a singer. I'm blanking right now. They had their lifespan on their arm.
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna
I think
get.
that movie was called Time.
Yeah, so you're gonna get that before we get those type of robots that are gonna come in and build a wall for you.
No, I don't think so.
I think you're gonna get there,
I don't
bro.
think so.
Because the
These
research,
robots already doing backflips. You're telling me they're gonna implement fucking shit into me like that, like time into my life before that this motherfucker can change
not
my window?
time, not
Nah.
time. I'm saying they're not gonna implement time in you. What I'm saying is they're gonna be able to extend your life.
Extending my life, okay, yeah, but like
Yeah,
the way that
slowly
that
gonna
movie
get
is,
better.
no, that's
No,
wild.
not the movie. What I'm trying to say in that movie, people that had a lot of time, they lived for years and years staying young.
Right.
You right? So what I'm trying to say, remove that time part, remove all that shit. But what I'm saying is they're gonna be able with technology extend your telomeres, so on and so forth, keep you young longer. And that the first thing that's gonna come is gonna be transplanting your consciousness to another body that's younger. Now imagine somebody like Warren Buffett that has all the connections, all the money in the world, gets this opportunity. You think he's not doing it?
McDonald's is rich for life.
That's what I'm saying. So is
You know, he eats
Coca-Cola.
McDonald's like all 3 of his meals every day,
Well, yeah.
and a Diet Coke
There's a funny thing
Damn.
with him.
with each one. Like he has like 6 Diet Cokes a day or something.
So
like
if the
that.
market does well, he'll get in a breakfast. He'll get the cheese McMuffin,
Uh-huh.
sausage and
Yeah,
cheese.
yeah, I've heard of
If
this.
the market is not good, doesn't get the cheese.
Doesn't
That's
make
so
any sense.
stupid. For
But he
motherfucker
also
that
bought a
makes that
house.
much money.
He also bought a house back in the day. Now his entire neighborhood is crazy, like rich. He also till not long ago was driving a Cadillac, that was like older Cadillac. Like he's just one of those people that just like he doesn't spend money on anything. He just keeps it. He's seeing his zeros what makes him happy. That like there are people like we're in a consumer society. Like I was just having this conversation with my teacher. We're in a consumer society. Whether you consume with things or you consume with zeros, but you're still consuming. You can't get rid of that. So we're gonna be in a consumer. So whatever the next technology is, bringing it back full circle, it's gonna be about us consuming something, and that's gonna be the bottom line. You know. I think they'll solve the problem with sugar pretty quickly, where people are not getting fat by eating sugar. You're gonna be able to load up on fucking eat cake and still be ripped and stuff like that. Yeah, so they're gonna solve that issue. You're probably gonna get to the point like where that Eddie Murphy movie when he goes is like, well, what type of a body do you want? Then put him in a machine, this type of body or that type of body. Like you're gonna be able to do that,
What
like
about
genetical
Doctor
modification.
Doolittle shit? Like communicate with animals.
Um,
That'd be fucking crazy. Nah, I'd duct tape my fucking my sister's mouth shut. Not my sister's dog's mouth shut. That fucking dog would be talking his ass off about how anxious he is all the time.
no, or he'd be hella fucking judging you. He'd be either talking
Yeah,
shit how anxious
or
he is or hella,
confused.
hella judging you. I'd be like, and you would just drive nuts like, how are you
He's
so
like that.
stupid?
He'd just be asking those dumb kid class, like the dumb kid in the class questions.
Yeah, like how are you so stupid, bro? But I don't know, man. I don't think we're gonna see this. I really don't
You
think
don't
we
think
will.
we do?
No, I don't think
You
we'll see
won't.
that kind of.
Me and Miggy, we got mad.
You ain't seen that either.
We'll see it for like 2 years.
Yeah, you ain't seen that either. I think within the next 5 to 10 years, the AI advancement is gonna be huge. I mean, they're already working on the those computers.
Quantum.
Quantum computing is big. You know what I mean? That's gonna get smaller and smaller and smaller. Over the years. Now the quantum chips are gonna become a thing.
I don't know. I always
It's
just
getting to the point where we already have such powerful graphics card that it doesn't make much sense. Like, what use could we like implement for those quantum computers in a commercial, like residential environment?
I don't know. I mean, when it comes to the quantum computers thing, I don't know, but I will say this: after being in that community of gamers and building computers and stuff
So
for the
so
past
guys, we got a question.
what?
Kevin is asking, which one is better, Jay? Real or paid professional?
What's up?
Real or paid professional? Which one is better?
A real
Or
or
paid
paid professional?
Like I think he's talking about the real woman or the paid professional.
Come on, Kevin. I thought you'd have better questions than that. That's a J question.
I think the real is better. I don't give a shit if she can do the guac 3000.
Bitch,
Hawk to a
JB hiring the
teacher.
bitches that do the spins off the ceiling fan. Tie
and then,
herself up.
and then perfectly like landing on you like gymnastics and does this thing right after you
Jump off the drawer or some shit.
10 points.
What was I gonna say now? Fuck, it's prostitute questions got me
I
off
don't
track.
fucking know.
No, I think technology is gonna go there 5 to 10 years. Is gonna be more advanced. I mean, you can see. I just showed you what ChatGPT can do. Like, it's trying to talk in a Cuban accent and Dominican accent, and responding back
I was
to you.
using ChatGPT today, and that shit was pissing me off. Kept asking for new titles, and that bitch would give me the same fucking shit.
It's all about how you ask it. That's where I came to conclusion. Like your question is more important than the answer that you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean that's a good point, Jay. That's a good point. Like today, I was trying to get titles for a video, and it wasn't until Alejandro came by and was like, "Yo, use," like he basically was telling me to say the same thing I was, but then he used the word "give me fresh new titles."
yeah,
And I just by adding that word "fresh" in the prompt, I was giving it the same shit. Literally, give me new titles, give me fresh new titles, and it gave me like completely reworded shit.
yeah.
I mean, it is all. You're right. The question is more important from the rich.
So
than the
apparently
famous.
there's a
Alex
new
said
AI.
For the non-experience, paying for sex is just paying for an education.
For non-experienced paying for this, very paying for their education.
Shout out Shy Bacchus.
Yeah. So
Rip.
there's apparently new AI that's less biased. I think it's like Goki or something like that. It's less biased. When you ask it questions, it doesn't lean towards the right or towards the left. Like it gives you an actual answer that's right down the middle, which I haven't had a chance to try. It's through X. Can you plug in X new AI? XAI, yeah. So this one, Grok 2. So the Grok is apparently you have to pay for it, otherwise you can't, right? Like it's $16 a month, and apparently this is like the most advanced right now to give you non-biased answers, where it doesn't fit what your opinion or your echo chamber is.
I don't think for my YouTube titles bias matters. So
No, it doesn't. Yeah, no, it doesn't.
so I'm good.
So it's all
Yo,
about
that
what you're
shit's
using
crazy
it
though.
for.
Like you can ask ChatGPT to like make you a graphic, and it'll do it. Like you
Yeah.
can tell, make a graphic about this, and it'll do it. And then in this format, okay, and add this picture, okay, and you know
Mhm.
it's pretty sick now. I mean, and with the translation, like you showed me, like you know, say stuff in Spanish and then Dominican accent, this accent. That's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, and pretty
Um,
soon it's gonna get like within the next 5-10 years, it'll get to the point where we'll have this podcast, and then you'll just plug it into the
God, I don't know what's going on. Is it about to die?
5%.
We're about to be done anyways.
yeah, we'll just plug the whole feed into the Chat GPT and just give it exact instructions. I need this many clips, catch what we're saying, catch the segments, make it cool or controversial, whatever. Clip them up, give them to me, and then post it. It's gonna do all that shit. I'm gonna end up paying for all that, but it's gonna do all that shit, right? So
Yeah, I was telling Mickey the other day. I said there's gonna be one point where Cam's just gonna hire Chat GPT Max and fuck all of us. She's gonna need people for shoots, and that's really it.
Yeah, but then again, we could also do the same.
Yeah. It's gonna get to that point. Yeah.
At that point, it's just.
I think it's all gonna be about like who knows how to manage it the best
Yeah.
and structure everything the best.
And-
It's not gonna be about the man, like who does the best hard man work. It's gonna be about who knows how to control it the best.
yeah, and then it's gonna get to the point where you're gonna have a computer program that you won't even need to think about it. You just give it a question. It's gonna analyze the data and say this is what's trending, this, and I'm gonna make this.
See, now this is my issue, right? Where with stuff like this, it's gonna get to a point where, let's say Jay, you go and hire one of these AIs that just does your full social media marketing for you, right? Everything from emails to posts to graphics to editing. All you have to do is give it the content, tell what you want, and it does everything. Basically, what me and Miguel do from top to bottom, right? Except for the shoots, right? Because there's no way that the AI is gonna go out and be able to
Well, they'll
take
have
pictures.
those robots go out there and
Right,
just
maybe at
fucking
one point. And
judge the fucking
and then
lighting.
those AI companies will hire the robots to where they have include that in one of the packages. We'll get the content for you, whatever.
Yeah.
But when it gets to that point,
They could have robots get stock footage and then sell it to other companies that use that stock footage.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
when it gets to that point, who's gonna be the best at doing this?
Who's gonna be the best? I mean, you kind of have to look at it. Look at the computer technology itself, right? Who's the best right now? You have only really two companies that are really good at it. Microsoft that builds the fucking software for all the computers, and then you have Apple Mac that builds the software for Apple Mac computers, and they're always been in competition with each other. So whoever is on the front line is going to be just better if they continue to keep up.
Now, my next question is, how will be an efficient way to judge who's the best? Because nowadays, views and activity on people's accounts is so fake,
Mhm.
right? It's so easy to get AI to do even comments
Yeah.
and likes and create this
chatbots.
engagement,
Mhm.
right?
Alex said you gotta talk to ChatGPT like it's an autistic lawyer sometimes.
You do, but that's going to be eliminated, right? That's
You know,
it's getting better and
That's
better.
Hondro came up to
every
me.
day.
He's like, "You need to talk to like a person." Like, and I said, I told him, like, I try like acting like it's my little bitch. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so my whole thing
So
with that is
who's the best?
Not only who's the best, but how are you gonna gauge who's the best, right?
So
Because
right now-
there's no
okay.
way for me as a normal person. How am I gonna trust what I see and trust what I hear?
Oh, you're not gonna know.
So how do you hire the right one? And how do you make sure that when hiring these AIs to do this, it's actually going to get you the results you're looking for? Because a big conversation, not big conversation, but something I took a big note from, I was having a conversation with our boss, and he said, it's not about the engagement that these things bring. It's about the money that it brings to the business that's paying us.
Correct.
That's what it's all about. He said, basically, fuck how many likes, fuck how many views.
Yes, as long
What
as they give
money
business.
did it bring the business?
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And how are you gonna go out and engage that if everything is so fake with the likes and all that shit? And what are you gonna do? Go look at reviews on see how much money they made these people?
Well, how are you gonna engage that, right? Like, so you got to start from the bottom. First, technology. Who's the most advanced company that creating the hardware for any of this stuff?
Hardware?
Nvidia. Period.
Not only hardware, but a lot of the AI technology they've
Yeah.
partnered with even the military at this point to create all of the
So it's
boards and
Nvidia,
stuff
right?
for AI.
So that already gives you a stepping stone. Okay, Nvidia. Which
Didn't
AIs use
Nvidia-
Nvidia shit?
Didn't Nvidia start as a DARPA project?
A DARPA project.
I don't know, but Nvidia. And then who's leading the cloud storage right now? Amazon. So there's
Cloud storage?
cloud storage is led by Amazon, basically.
Okay. I didn't know
So
that.
now you have Nvidia and you have Amazon that are leading the cloud storage, Nvidia is leading the hardware. Now you got to look at the software side of it. Who's the number one with everything's built on? Is OpenAI, right? Which
Yeah,
is the ChatGPT.
The innovation that they've implemented through Amazon with Daddy Bezos in the last 5 years has been pretty crazy.
Yeah.
They've gone and I mean, not only Amazon started off with the whole retailer thing, right? Think of it as like a Walmart online, right? Like we all know it to be. Then they came out with their own products, the Amazon Basics line. I mean, shit, that tripod right there is from that.
Yeah. That fancy $15.
Fancy $15 tripod. I mean, they came out with their own line, their own shows now.
Yeah.
Right. Amazon has their own shows.
Yeah, because they're tapping different markets, right? Because that's going to increase the money.
Constantly tapping into different markets and then doing well at it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. You kind of have to like take stepping stones, right? It's not going to be like I'm going to go on Instagram. Oh, this has many likes. This has many views. No, like this goes much deeper, and the analytics of that is that you got to analyze the back end of it. It's like you know what's Python writing language. Python is basically used to write basically all of the websites are written on Python, right? Everything is on top is CS5 or CS is the graphics and all that shit, right? Like it's built on top of that, and everything else is built on Python or Ruby or some sort of a coding language, right?
JavaScript.
Yeah. So you kind of have to look at that. Like you have to look at the background. Who's holding this whole fucking house of cards up, and then you got to look what are the components that go inside, and then that's going to give you the best company that you're going to go with, right? And with big data, another thing is big data, right? Like why tomorrow you're most likely going to get advertising of butane grills burners, because I've been looking at butane burners for past couple of days. So you and Miggy are going to start getting advertisement of butane burners on your phone because it's going to detect our phones and within proximity.
Yeah.
That's called big data, right?
I mean, that happens all the time. Like, one of you guys will be like, man, look at this thing I've been looking at, right? And we'll talk about it for a second, and then the next day I go on my phone and I get a bunch of ads from that shit, even though I never looked at it on my phone.
Correct. Because we are within the proximity. That's how big data works, right? And then they're going to collect a bunch of big data on you. They're going to know what to advertise to you directly. So even the AIs that you're going to look at are going to be very targeted to you. So you might not even find what you're looking for. So at the end of the day, all this shit is going to be fake. It's going to be for the eyes, and it's going to be the end of the day, right? So
that's going to be cool. NVIDIA and Unreal Engine using AI to remaster old games. The Unreal AI filters look crazy. Can you see if you can find something like that, Megan? We could leave off with this. Because, like, imagine old-ass games like...
pretty soon we won't even need to sit here and do
Crash Bandicoot.
Pretty soon we won't even need to sit here and do the podcast. We'll just, like, say, okay, do the podcast, talk about these topics, and we'll have us sitting here and nobody's going to know any better.
No, I think human interaction is still going to be you're going to be able to tell the difference, I think.
Is it...
New AI filters from NVIDIA, yeah. No, this is like a current game. I mean, no, it's something that probably isn't out yet.
Just do NVIDIA Unreal Engine using AI to remaster old games.
That's
just
exactly what he has put, bro.
Yeah.
Using Unreal Engine AI filter for old games.
No, don't do AI filter. Just do engine to remaster old games.
It's going to be with AI.
RTX remix.
Yeah, pull that up.
No,
pull that
RTX that's not what it is. RTX is just ray tracing.
It's basically what it is. I mean, it's upscaling.
No, ray tracing is a technology. It's not. Ray tracing isn't really upscaling. Ray tracing is
remix open beta available now, January 22nd.
Our RTX is just light ray tracing.
RTX remix with generative AI tools.
Like now in games, when you go, for example, if we were in a game right now and this light was shining this way, and let's say there was some sort of fog in this room where I could actually see that beam of light.
Yeah.
Before ray tracing came around, you wouldn't see that. right? With ray tracing, you can see if there's kind of fog
See, it
filter
says
built in.
Empower
You'll see it.
RTX empowers, so they're using the RTX technology to empower all that shit you're talking about.
Yeah, because when implemented NVIDIA graphics cards, or I mean graphics cards in general, not only NVIDIA, AMD as
See,
well.
it says easily remaster classic games with NVIDIA RTX.
They have
Yeah, there you go. Go on there. No, don't download the beta. Is there a video on there? Yeah, there you go. Play.
yeah, we don't need sound. Up to you. So this is like something for modders to implement. They can add stuff into it.
But
See if you can find before, after, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you see how like you can actually see the beam of
Mhm.
light. It's not like a blurred
So
out
that's
shadow.
the filters he was talking about, I guess.
Well,
I mean, it looks
the
great.
the lighting
that right
itself.
Yeah, that looks
that's
badass,
a
bro.
huge difference.
Yeah, the lighting itself isn't really a filter. It's more of just actual more post processing.
Yeah, it's more details.
Yeah, ray tracing is cool and all, but I mean, at the end of the day, most games nowadays really don't make a big difference when turning on ray tracing. And then, second of all, it also requires like pretty good graphics card and CPU combined together, like really well to. Oh damn! Do that again, maybe. Yeah, that's a massive difference. Yeah, AI.
I can see the
upscaled.
implications of it. In this particular picture, to me, doesn't fucking matter. Really, when you move in it, doesn't make that big of an impact for me, but I can see how
You
they
can
can
just
Damn,
see the
that's
that.
pretty cool.
textures.
That's actually pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna go back and play old games just because they look better, but
Bro, old games were some of the best ones because they're so fucking hard to beat.
yeah, right.
There's
you
no
haven't played Elden
resets.
Ring.
There's no
Have you tried
restarts.
beating the new Sparking Zero Vegeta Grade Ape?
Fucking monkey.
Nah, bro, I'm talking about the games where you only had 3 lives and you had to beat the game. That's what
You
I'm
haven't
talking
played
about.
Elden Ring, brother. You haven't played Elden Ring.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, if you die, you restart, correct? At the same position.
Elden Ring? Not only do you die, but you lose all your shit.
Yeah, but that's fine. But you still restart at the same position, right?
You have like checkpoints.
Yeah. But all games, you died and you went to the fucking stage 1. Fuck everything you had. You're going to stage 1. You could be on stage 20. You're going to stage 1.
Yeah, but then again, those games never really had an endpoint. You're talking
Yeah,
about
they did.
you had Tetris, Galaga.
Tetris had an endpoint. Tetris had an endpoint, and later as it came around, it didn't have an endpoint because people would get to the end, so they extended it. Like Donkey Kong had an endpoint.
I don't think Tetris
Pac-Man,
ever had an endpoint.
Pac-Man had
brother.
an endpoint.
Well, Pac-Man, I could see that, but I don't think Tetris, even the original, had an endpoint. That shit just gets
Yeah.
faster and faster.
No, they have an
The
endpoint.
game never has an end.
It would get to level 10, which was extremely fast, and that was it. And then they
Is
started
there an end?
increasing
It
it.
says no, brother. Did the original Tetris have an endpoint? Or what?
Passed to level 29. There you go.
With modders.
Play past
Yeah, it doesn't.
level 29.
Yeah, it doesn't display the levels properly, but 29 was the last level.
Oh, but it's not like you beat it. The game still keeps going.
You beat the game by crashing it, also known as reaching the true kill screen.
Oh, it's by getting it so fast that the bitch bugs out. That's not really an end. That's what they call the end back in the day. That wasn't really an end to the game. But what I'm trying to say is, games back then were a lot simpler. Maybe they were like harder in the sense because you got reset. But I mean, bro, like compared to now, the complexity. that there
Play
is to
Counter Strike and not Counter Strike, Contra. Play Contra. Let me see what you're going to say.
Cake. Played it.
With 3
Loved
lives.
it. I love that game, by the way.
With 3 lives.
Yeah, I didn't fucking beat the game, but I had a great time.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's
But it's
exactly
not
what I'm
as
trying
hard
to
as
tell you.
You still had checkpoints, though.
No, Contra was 3 lives and you reset back to normal.
No, but you still had checkpoints.
No,
You
bro.
did not start all the way from the fucking
All the way from
beginning.
all the way from beginning.
Even Mario had checkpoints, brother.
No.
Did Contra?
They maybe didn't save if you
had
turned the system off,
checkpoints?
unless you had the fucking card.
There are
Entire
mid-level
stage.
checkpoints you continue from after a
But
game
that's
over.
infinite. I'm not talking about infinite, man. I'm talking about like the first Contra.
What do you mean Contra? Infinite.
Not 3, not there's just like first Contra.
The first Contra probably wasn't that long then, because they had to make it possible to beat. You
In
didn't-
Yeah,
one
well, I
sitting.
think it's like 7 stages or 8 stages total.
Yeah, he's talking about their. That's the thing, Jay. You're trying to compare games that you're saying they're harder because you had to restart from the beginning. But
Yeah,
these are all
no,
games.
this is the
These
newer
are a lot
Contra.
of. These are a bunch of games that you were because they
These are
made
the
them to
newer
where you
ones.
could beat them in one sitting, brother. We're talking about games that have 40 plus
That
hours
that
of
was the
gameplay.
original one right there. That they're writing.
We're talking about games that have 40 plus
That
hours of
is the
gameplay and will
original.
kick your ass over and over and over and over again.
The one that I played was Contra 3, I believe. There's like whole entire like
History on it.
no, like ways to beat the game.
Yeah, there are ways to beat the game. You can put the God mode. I've beaten the game by putting
Like
the God mode.
guides. There's guides on them.
Yeah. I've cheat codes and all kinds of shit.
Contra 3. Yep, this is the one I played.
Do
I don't know,
Contra
remember
1.
this game.
I played Contra 3.
Yeah, do Contra 1.
Trying to look at his game, brother.
Oh, this one's
This is the
fire.
one. This is the
This
one
was
I'm talking
fire,
about.
too. This was actually the one. Never mind. Yeah, this is the one.
This is
Forget
the
that.
yeah.
This is the one. I remember this shit. Oh, dude, whenever I saw that screen right there,
Yeah.
I knew it was a good time.
Yeah, the game was basically unbeatable. You had to detect the patterns. If you're
Yeah,
not good at
you
patterns,
you
you're
kind of
fucked.
knew what you needed to get, where you needed
Yeah.
to jump, or yeah.
You have to know the patterns like clearly.
See, but yeah, that was the thing with games back in the day too that made them a lot easier.
There was another one,
There's all patterns.
Prince
to
of Persia, old school Prince of Persia. You only had 3 lives to beat. I think it was like 30 stages or whatever, and at the end you kiss the girl and that's the end of it. We beat that game. Yeah, that right there. That's old school Prince of Persia.
This one was before my time, brother.
Yeah.
I remember playing a Prince of Persia game, but not.
Yeah, me
that
too.
old.
But I it was an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I know I had mine on like a Game Boy.
This one was kind of cheat
or,
code though, because you could get extra
or,
lives. By killing these people, you could get
a
extra lives
DS.
and refill your lives.
Prince of Persia Xbox 360.
Yeah, that one I liked a lot.
Damn, I'm pulling that bitch out next time we get a hurricane. I got entertainment. I got a fucking Nintendo DS in there, brother.
Bro,
Brother.
my DS got destroyed, but not because I used it, because it lasted so long from my grandparents using it.
Your grandparents?
Yeah, they would play the Dr. Mario pill game. It was basically Tetris, but killing little viruses. You had to stack the pills up
To kill viruses.
to kill little
okay.
viruses, and they would play that shit every night, bro. Every night until
Hungry-
they fucking
Broke your
DS
shit.
Hungry
broke, bro.
Ryan 4591. I'm watching this because I'm bored and drunk as fuck. Well, welcome, bro. I don't know.
Okay. Well, welcome.
Hungry Ryan.
Rewatch from the beginning and go hear about Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah.
The first person considered to beat Tetris was a 13-year-old in OK in 2023.
Oklahoma, I'm guessing.
Bro, I've seen those Tetris battles. That shit's intense.
Yeah.
That shit's intense. Like the
Any
pro,
of the
like
old school
esports
games.
shit. That shit's crazy.
Esports in general, the speedrunning is fucking intense too.
Yeah.
You fuck up one thing, you can just see it in their face.
Oh,
like,
can you pull in this game, bro? I think the name of the game is Conan.
I always thought that was the most stressful version of gaming. Speedrunning.
Like
stuff.
back in 80s. Conan back in 80s. Conan the game. Or Barbarian. I'm sorry, not Conan. Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian.
No. Just Barbarian game.
Barbarian.
I played this when I was like 6 years old. 6 or 7 years old. My aunt took me to her place. That one, the second picture down. No, not that one. That one right there. My aunt took me to her workplace, and she had all these because they were like the first ones in Armenia that would have computers at their workplace. And this game was tough, man.
This looks like a game that you would play on an old ass desktop.
Yeah, I mean the thing was
Making you remember
huge.
Cool Math?
not
Cool Math
that.
was the shit. Cool Math was the devil for teachers. Whenever they fucking saw it
Yeah.
on your screen, you can't do Cool Math. You can't do Cool Math. What do you mean?
In the later years, they started implementing the blockers, where you wouldn't even be able to open that page.
And then you would circumvent it by going to different sites and then accessing that site through a different search engine.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Alright.
Cool Math. You know Cool Math games? You ever seen that shit?
Which ones?
Pull up Cool Math. You just search the actual website. I'm sure it's still up. Hell yeah, brother. Does it still look the same?
Damn near.
Partially. Yeah.
What is?
Nah, the original version was very different.
I don't know what this is.
You had Run. You had the Blocks one. Those are my
Yeah,
favorite
all these
ones,
games
dude.
are bringing back memories, bro.
What do you used to do?
So this is like a website that has a bunch of like mini browser games, right? It's a bunch, right? And this is what we used to like use and playing in school. Anytime when they'd have us at the computer set up, bro, we used to like, and there's like some of the games you can play together. Damn.
I'm sorry.
Let's
get out of that.
There were some of the games you could play together, like one person on one side of the keyboard, the other person on the other side of the keyboard. It was just a way to pass time in school and to do shenanigans.
Way of playing video games while not actually playing any crazy.
I mean, some
hardcore
of these
video games.
motherfuckers would find out how to download Minecraft and do all that shit at school.
You could do it by getting it's called Mineshafter, I believe, and you would download it and you would be able to play single player and then local co-op.
Yeah,
Back then in middle
remember.
school.
I remember someone set it up, and I remember even playing like all of us all together like a world at school. That shit's hilarious. Especially like we'd do it during like testing times when they would just sit us at a computer for like 6 hours and we would be done and whatever. Yeah, start fucking around.
Minecraft was huge, dude. I remember getting Minecraft on my old
Bro,
Toshiba laptop.
The boys are still playing. That's just
No, Minecraft was
hilarious.
the shit back then. Not anymore. I wasn't like as big of a fan of it as other people got.
I
Because
played it.
the thing is, I got into it much later than other people.
I'm all about just getting the best gear, and that's what I am about in almost any game.
I couldn't
Right.
play it back then.
And so, like, anytime you put me on a server, I'm just gonna look for diamonds, brother. Like, I'm doing my first thing I can to get kitted out, you know, and then we can go do shit. All right, let's wrap it up. We're gonna call this one it. What was today? 178.
Yeah.
178. Another one in the books, guys. Thank you everyone for joining us. Before we end, we'll make sure to shout out our official sponsors, the UFC Gym Largo, and then soon to be coming Pinellas Park as well. And then check out Vitality Wellness Center in St. Petersburg on 4th Street and Park Street. Links in the description. Go check those guys out. Some great coaches, some great people at both locations.
Oh, I just went to the class today. It was pretty legit.
I wanted to go.
About 16
I was
people.
gonna go, but then I got caught up with something from family duties that I had to go do. So I wasn't
We can
able
go
to.
tomorrow. Tomorrow's Guido.
We'll see. I'm maybe extra tired tomorrow. I'm gonna be going to 2 shoots. I gotta go in the morning to somewhere in St. Petersburg and then somewhere else in Tampa to do another shoot. I'm probably gonna be tired. We'll see. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you to my 2 brothers in this room for doing this. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.